Thank you so much for having me.
You're very easy to talk to. You know, you're a strong man of your faith, and that's what makes it so easy. We connected like that in the beginning.
What is up? What is up? What is up, everyone? It is another day, another time, and another week for yours and my favorite Monday night show. I'm talking about Real Talk Monday. Yep, that's right. We back with another season. We back with some bangers, some banging episodes. Y'all already see how we coming. We started it off with a new intro video on this year, on this season. Like, listen, we're not playing any games. God is elevating us. God is rewarding our faithfulness. He's taking us higher. And we've heard what y'all said. And you all have made it crystal clear to me that you all loved the I Survived It series. So, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? I'm bringing it back. This is not just a series anymore. This is pretty much where Real Talk Monday is going at this point. And we're going to stay in this route until God says otherwise. And tonight, to kick off our brand new season, y'all, there's nobody better than the world renowned. I mean, you all, if you are not following Big Daddy and them on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, what are you doing? Like, where is your life at? Because these characters are great, and we have the voice and the mother, aka Big Bird, as Big Daddy likes to call her, Brittany, on the podcast on tonight. And you all, what I want y'all to do is, as her countdown plays, I want you to like, I want you to share, I want you to tag, and I want y'all to tell somebody and tell everybody that Real Talk Monday is on. Let's go. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. So, just in case my followers have been living under a rock, tell them a little bit about you and how you got started on your journey as being a TikTok creator, content creator in general.
Well, my name is Brittany. I started creating content maybe 4 or 5 years ago at this point. I started off doing teacher content. During COVID, I would get on the internet and just complain about my job as a teacher at an urban school, and it took off from there. And one day, one of my dogs at the time, I only had three dogs: Big Daddy, Miss Daisy, and Autumn Night. Big Daddy wouldn't come in the house, and people caught on to his personality, and it took off from there.
And Big Daddy won that house.
He
He
does.
definitely won that house. So I gotta ask you,
Mhm.
before we get into the I survived it aspect of it, I gotta ask you the $1,000,000 question.
Okay.
Have you paid Big Daddy his money for those Beyonce tickets yet?
I'm working on it. I'm trying to have it by Friday.
Big Daddy ain't playing with you. Why you messing with that dog? And as Carmel got kicked out of daycare yet?
She almost did. She went to a new daycare, so we're gonna see how this goes at this new placement.
They better not be doing nothing because Carmel Leilani is telling all the tea.
All the tea.
All right. So now that we've gotten all of that out, when I say I survived it, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Just getting through life, obstacles, overcoming things, and resilience.
I like that. I like that.
Thank you.
So I want you to tell me what is one thing that you have survived like that would have taken most people out, and how did you get the resilience to go through it?
Just probably just like any other eldest daughter, being the oldest daughter, that is something that you never really overcome, but you learn to get through it, and you learn to use it for your benefit to elevate your own life and to really step into your purpose as the leader that you were called to be.
I like that. I like that. So I remember I've been a follower of you all for so long that I remember the dogs that you had before a lot of the newer ones came into the picture. And I remember one day you posted that one of them had passed on.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get through that? Because anybody that knows you knows that those dogs, those are not just dogs to you. Those are your children.
Yeah, those are
So
my
how
babies.
did you get through that?
The first really big passing that I experienced as an adult was my dog Ivy. Ivy was Miss Daisy and Autumn Night's mom. Her passing was really hard. It wasn't as hard as Lillian's because Lillian's was on the forefront in front of millions upon millions of people, like people who don't even follow us, like millions upon millions of people. So I would say grieving Ivy was hard, but it was a bit easier because it was more private than
Mm-hmm.
Lillian was. To this day, I still get reminded of Lillian. Like I could be out at the store and somebody be like, girl, I still think about Lillian, or I'm sorry about Lillian and stuff like that. So it's a hard process, but you just have to learn that just like Lillian was here with me every day. But at the same time, I don't know who got on the internet to look at Lillian to get through their trials, their tribulations and stuff. So I just try to really stay strong for other people because these dogs, they might just be dogs to some, but to some of us, they really are nieces and our nephews. So
Yes.
you really have to stay strong for others and always consider just consider other people. That's how I push through it.
I like that. I like that. So what was it that made you become a dog mom? Because like I said, you don't just have one or two, you have about 6 or 7 of them. Like
I
how
have
did you
5.
5? Got you. I got you. I'm trying to add a couple of more. I'm trying to add you a couple of more.
Yeah, I have
So
5.
how did you become a dog mom? Like
I
what was
grew
that
up
like?
with pets. My dad is the biggest animal lover. He loves all animals. Like my dad don't discriminate. Like I remember the time my mama told us about him saving a squirrel. Like I've seen my dad try to resuscitate a snake. Like my dad is a true Dr.
Animal
Doolittle.
lover.
Like he's really Steve Irwin. Like he's really up there. So I just always grew up with pets. I always grew up with bully breed dogs. I watched my dad breed dogs. I watched my dad do a lot of dogs. I watched my mom too. My mom loved Yorkies and stuff like that. So I just grew up with pets.
I like that. I like that. So out of all the dogs So how did you come up with the voices for these dogs?
Um,
Because my favorite, I will tell you, is Carmel Leilani and Big Daddy. Philip Cartel is up there too, but them three.
yeah.
So how did you come up with their voices?
TikTok introduced a new feature with like different voice filters and stuff. And I had already been telling story times through them, but I just couldn't give them a voice because I didn't have the capability. And I had told myself, whenever I get a voice to match y'all, I'm gonna, use it as much as I possibly can. So once TikTok introduced the feature of the voice, because I do all my voices on TikTok. So once they introduced the voices and I found voices that I felt was suitable for each of my children, I just kept going with it.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. And so Carmel Leilani,
Mm-hmm.
how did she come into the picture? Like,
First
because
of
she
all,
is not like the rest of them.
she is
She is
nowhere
nothing
near. She's nowhere
like the
near.
rest of them.
No. Karma was not supposed to be here because when Lillian passed away, I had told myself I'm not going to get another puppy because, it's still fresh and I don't want to put myself through that. Well, my breeder, shout out to Presidential Bulldogs, he was doing a raffle for people who had purchased dogs from him in the past for a free Frenchie, which was Karma. And so I entered the raffle just like everybody else, and he did the raffle on live, and the first number he pulled was my number. So that's how she got here.
So literally, Carmel Leilani was an angel sent to you
Yes.
because of what? Wow. And people say there's not a God. Like literally, God took Lillian,
Mm-hmm.
but he gave you Carmel Leilani. So
And
that's a
gave me a
blessing.
handful.
Exactly. That's a blessing within itself. Like
Yeah,
God knows exactly what we need
right.
when we need it.
Mhm.
So, what would you say has been like the hardest part for you with being like a content creator and all of that? Like, what has been the hardest part?
It used to be the criticism and judgment I would get online because in our community, within the Black community, it's kind of unheard of to have dogs in your house, to let dogs on your furniture, to treat dogs, how
Oh, you doing that
yeah,
white stuff. You doing that white stuff. You doing that
yeah,
other stuff. You
yeah.
know how we are.
Yeah, that's yeah. So, overcoming that and then people judging, always, accusing me of being dirty when, people who know me in real life like, what? But, accusing me of being dirty. But I've overcome that because at the end of the day, you'll never see me in real life. And if you
Come on.
did see me in real life, you would never say that to my face.
Mm-mm.
So I just
Mm-mm.
have to, try to remind myself of that the best way possible. Now I do clap back and I'm working on that.
Oh yes, I have seen the clapbacks. You all do not go on her social media and try to be funny
Yeah.
because she will straight up be like, "Was you talking to me?"
Yeah. Right.
and clap you back so nicely
Yeah.
to the
And that's
point to
everybody.
where
It's an art. When I was in alternative school when I was younger, one of my alternative school teachers, she taught me white glove etiquette. And what white glove etiquette is, you don't have to cuss, you don't have to yell. You can say it gracefully and get your point across. Now I do
Mhm.
use profanity here and there, but that's just a part of
The
who
characters.
of me growing up with my grandma and my daddy's side.
Yeah,
They trip.
it's in you. It's
It's
in
in
you.
me. It's in me.
Like when it's in you, you can't deny it. You can't
Mhm.
deny it when it's in you.
And I don't run
So
away. I don't shy away from it at all.
I feel that. So out of all the videos that you have created,
Mhm.
what has been your favorite one? Because I know my favorite one, but
I,
what has been your favorite?
I have so many.
Give me
I
your
mean,
top five. We'll go
my
with your
top
top
five.
five.
The fight video, of course, when I told everybody to go to bed because that wasn't scripted. That I wasn't expecting that to happen. I was just recording like I always do.
Wait. I haven't even seen that one.
Yeah. When I tell everybody to go to bed, when Philip and Lillian got to fighting on the couch. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go look that one up.
Yes, that one got like 30 or 40 million views.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Nelly reposted it. Big Daddy Kane. A lot of celebrities, posted that video went super viral. I love when I do Sunday service. My favorite Sunday service was the one that was. I love when like the Clark sisters, they reposted one. So like when the artists that I'm singing, when they acknowledge,
Reposted.
yeah, when they acknowledge like dogs can go to church too. Really just all of them, because I don't write scripts, I don't plan anything, I just do whatever comes to my head that day.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. So my number one would probably be when Carmel came home and told you that Uncle Big Daddy got another kid. And
So
that now anybody that knows Uncle Big Daddy, he is always clowning Brittany.
yeah.
But the minute he found out that Brittany knows something on him, she wasn't Big Bird that day. She
No.
wasn't Brittany. It was
Mama.
Mama. Oh, now I'm Mama. Now I'm Mama. Yes, Mama.
Yes.
Like, and then another one of my favorites would be when you put the camera on him to show him laying down on you.
I just
And
watched
then
that
that
today.
the next day, he wakes up mad at the world.
Yep. He literally wakes up mad at the world every day. Every day.
He like, I'm sick of this. I told you keep that rectangle away from me.
He hates the rectangle. And it's like he really knows when it's on him. Like he hates it. He'll walk in another direction. He'll flip over. He'll do anything to get out of the rectangle.
So this ain't even no act. This is just him like, look, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. Pay me my money and then I might act right. Pay me my money and I might act right.
This is him all day, every day. And he doesn't discriminate. He does it to me, my sister. He does it to anybody.
Oh, yes. I've seen the one where your sister came over and he looked at her and said, are you going to help her pay me my money?
Yeah, he doesn't discriminate.
No, he does not. Now, I love Miss Daisy, too. Miss Daisy is another one of my favorites. But so, okay, we're going to have a little fun now. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and we're going to allow you to pick one.
Okay.
So, being a dog mom or being a cat mom, which one would you prefer?
I was both. And if I'm going to be honest, I'd rather be a cat mom than a dog mom.
What? I never knew you had cats.
I've had a lot of everything. But cats are just so self-sufficient. You just feed them, clean their little box, and they do their own thing.
Okay. See, I learned something new. I never knew she had cats. I knew you had the dog.
The only reason I stopped getting, my mom made me stop getting cats is because she started having like severe allergic reactions. Like my mama would suffer through my cats. Like she would like puff up and just like take her medicine and go through the motions. But she would never like deny me of having a cat until it got too bad. Till she just couldn't, she would die. She just couldn't take it
I
anymore.
got you. Sorry. Here we go. Beyonce or Big Daddy? Which one are you picking?
I'm going to have to go with Beyonce because Big Daddy don't even care about me.
Not you just pick Beyonce over Big Daddy.
Big Daddy would pick a strain of grass over me, so.
You're like, no, we're going with Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. Being a school teacher or being a content creator?
Oh, wow. That's a hard one because both of them are very rewarding. But I would probably go with school teacher because every child doesn't have an outlet. Every child doesn't come from a great home background. Every child doesn't have someone that they can confide in. Every child, you just never know the circumstances of some of these children. So I enjoy being a school teacher because I have students who really rely on me, who confide in me, who trust me, who tell me everything, who want to be better because they see somebody from similar circumstances doing everything that I put my mind to, and that really pushes them to, go above and beyond and really chase their dreams.
I like that. I like that. So, how did you become a school teacher? Like, what was that? Like, what made
When
you
I
want to
came
be a
home
school
from
teacher?
kindergarten, and I told my mama I'm gonna be a teacher.
So, you knew at an early age. It
I
was
knew
like,
as a child. Yeah, I used to make my brother and sister play school. My little cousins, I used to make them play school. We're not playing nothing but school. I used to ask for school supplies for Christmas. I always knew I was gonna be a teacher.
so okay, okay. Now, to close it out, what I want to do is ask you this question:
Okay.
how did the dogs, all of them, save you? Like, from save you from all the situations that you went through? How did having all of these dogs save you?
Well, each of my dogs serve a purpose, but Autumn, Miss Daisy, and Big Daddy are my heart, my backbone, my everything. They they was I'm gonna start crying in a minute. They were there with me through COVID, which COVID was a terrible time for everybody. They were
Hmm.
there my first year teaching. My first year teaching was probably the worst year teaching of my life. It was just a bad environment. I didn't have any support. And the only thing I would have to come home to was them because at the time Zay was working in Mississippi. So he was out of town. I could only talk to him so many times throughout the day. So the only people, well, not people, but the only things I had to rely on and love were Autumn, Daisy, and Big Daddy. They were there through all my tears. They know more of my secrets than any human on this earth. They were there for the prayers. They were there for the breakdowns. Like Sunday service isn't just Sunday service. Like that's something I really do. That's not just something I just one day just decided to record it and put it out there. But that's something I've always done with them since they were babies. So if you ever notice Big Daddy, Autumn, and Days, they'll go in there and lay down and just take in, whatever the message is of the day. Those three have gotten me through breakups, friendship breakups, family member cutoffs, just everything, losing a job, being in a car accident. Like they have got me through so much.
And nobody would think that most people would say, "Oh, those are just dogs."
Right.
No, no, no.
No, those are my babies. They're very protective of me, and I'm very protective of them. So
Yeah,
it's an amazing thing.
yeah. I can tell that. I can tell that you are very super protective of them. All
Mhm.
right, and I know I said that was the last thing, but I gotta ask you
You
this.
are fine. Take your time.
So, what was since you have blown up on all of these social media sites? Has there been anyone that you had cut off that has tried to come back around to try to get back into your good graces again? And what has
Every
that
every
process
month.
been like?
Every month. I don't deny anybody, but no one will ever have full access to me. Like you can ask me a question and I'll give you an answer, but I'm not going to give you what I would do. I'm going to give you a general statement. I'm going to help you because who am I? Who am I to say that me answering that person question is not talking them off the edge? I'm really all about mental health. That's why
I
we do
love that. I love that. I love
I'm
that.
in the mental health field. So I try I'm not perfect by far. I
No,
am not
none of
perfect.
us are.
No, I'm not perfect by far. And I do have my moments where, I am in the wrong. And, I try to apologize and reconcile the best way I can. But, I handle those type of people with a long handle pole.
Hmm.
Because
It's
I'm
like
a people person. I love people. I'll talk to anybody.
same
So
here.
it's not, it's hard to not talk to you, but there are people in my life that I just would never have dealings with ever, family, old friends. I can't do it because now I don't have boundaries. I feel like I'm letting myself down, and I don't have boundaries and respect for myself. So you just have to really choose and use your discernment.
I like that. I feel that 1000% because it's like there's some people I'm the same way. There's some people where I've cut them off. They
Mhm.
come back. Okay, you can come back to a certain
To
extent,
an extent.
but
Mhm.
there's gonna be a line drawn where like, yo, we're not gonna be as cool as we was
Right.
because fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, that's on me. Like,
Right.
no, I ain't about to play fool for nobody.
No. Mm-mm.
Like, no. So Now we about to have what we call the real talk moment.
Okay.
Which what that is we are giving you the floor to share your social media handles and give some words of encouragement because we know that you do the Sunday service. And I know
Mhm.
this is a Monday night, but
Right.
I want you to give a little bit of a word that you would normally give on a Sunday service.
Okay. Well, my handles on all platforms are Big Daddy Now, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all Big Daddy Now. Please don't go for any fake profiles. You'll know ours because of the amount of followers that we have on there. So please don't fall for any scams. And a word of advice to everybody: nobody knows your purpose but you. Nobody was given that vision but you. It's up to you to follow the plan that you have in your heart and stay on task. No, stay on trail. Nobody's gonna be perfect. It's not gonna come easy. There will be trials, there will be tribulations, there will be tests, but it's up to you to understand that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And also, if you are an aspiring content creator, be yourself. Be yourself, and your village will find you. If you get on there and you pretend that you be fake, you're gonna attract the wrong type of people, and it's going to backfire on you. So I encourage everybody to be yourself. That does not mean you have to share every single detail of your life. You can keep whatever you want to keep private and share whatever you want to share. But stay on your journey, stay true to yourself, and be authentic.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
Thank
Be
you.
true to yourself and stay authentic because I will tell you, I've been on this journey for a while with social media, and there for a minute, I got lost. And I was trying to do what everybody else was trying to do for the clicks and the likes.
Right.
And then it responded like, okay, but I can't do it like that.
Yeah.
I got to be true to me. I got to do what God called me to do.
Right.
And with that being said, we appreciate you coming on,
I appreciate
Brittany.
y'all for having me.
Yes, for real. Y'all, let me tell you, I was so scared to reach out to her because you all, she is famous
What?
in these streets. She is famous. So literally, she will tell you, it was about 6:15 in the morning
Yeah.
morning.
It was.
And I sent a message. I'm like, all right, let me just shoot my shot. God was just like, the best that you can say is no. So I shot my shot. I got the generic message that everybody else gets. I'm like, yeah, I ain't about to hear nothing. I ain't about to hear nothing back. Within 5 minutes, y'all, 5 minutes, I had a message in my inbox talking about send me your email. Send me an email. I'm like, oh snap. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, 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 okay. We getting somewhere. Okay. Then she asked me for the link for the to book a show. I'm like, oh snap. This is happening. This is
Yeah.
happening. I am really getting the creator behind Big Daddy and them up in the building. What?
Yeah. I don't feel like God gave me this platform. I feel like He gave my village this platform. So whenever someone reaches out to me for a podcast, or interview, promo, or just any way I could be a blessing to anybody else, I'm going to do that. Especially I don't, and then like when I got your email, like usually I don't check my DM because I get hundreds and hundreds of
That's
messages.
what I'm saying. That's why I was like,
Hundreds.
what?
But when I seen it, I was like, I don't know. I don't, it had to be God. I just was drawn to, what I'm saying? I was drawn to, and that's why I made sure, even if I had to reschedule 18 more times, I was going
Ma'am, y'all do not understand how many times we have been back and forth in the emails trying to get this to happen.
yeah.
But you all, it actually happened.
Of course.
And I am thrilled. We definitely have to have you back.
Of
Hopefully
course.
next time we can have Big Daddy and him up in here with you.
Sure.
All right. So we thank you. We appreciate you. And as I always say as I close out, sometimes our disappointments are nothing more than God's appointments, meaning some things that we're looking at is bad. God is only turning it around for our good.
Amen.
Stay blessed, and be a blessing to someone else. And I will see y'all next week. Peace.
See y'all later.